day, me and Nick are walking down the street, and like, oh my god, no, I can tell the story. Absolutely not. I totally can. No. We're walking across the street, and we're like diagonally crossing the street.
Yes.
And
there's where you are, we're going this way.
And there's a car coming this way at us.
Yep.
At us, towards us. So we have to kind of now move with urgency.
Yeah.
And there's a parked car on the other side of the road.
Okay.
And I went to like squeeze right on the inside. Like, keep in mind, I'm on the right, Nick's on the left. That's correct. That's a true fact.
Correct. Which means
therefore,
may I say,
Nick, which mic are you?
Nick, no, don't unplug my mic.
I'm not gonna unplug it. I'm gonna mute it. That's the thing too, though. Don't mess with the soundboard, because if you mute me for the whole video, I'm gonna snap your collarbone. Nick, if you try to
something small and short.
No. I'm trying to take the closest route I can to the car and like hug against it, because I know that Nick's to my left, right? And he's like taking the outside lane and like pinning me into the car to the point where I had to like shove him and be like, I was like, Nick, I'm like, there's a car here. Like, I had to get by him, and I go, okay, hold on. I just want to say, before, I know you're like on the end of finishing your thought, and Nick's definitely going to state his opinion.
Interject.
I just want to say, I agree with Chris before whatever happens.
Hold on.
Actually, though, like, hold his can up, right? And now, Nick, hold my microphone up. Seriously.
No.
Yes, you have to. Nick, for the story. I'm trying to go like this by the car. So I can Nick has this much space, and instead of us both walking, by the cars like this, he's like this. And like pinning me into the car. I'm really, really impressed by your storytelling. Shockingly, it is the complete opposite.
Wrong.
We were walking,
wrong.
I was on the left, like Chris stated, and he was on the right. And with you being on the right means I am closer to the center of the street, and I'm closer to the parked vehicle. With that being said, Chris, before we got over there, we were walking diagonally across the street. When we were in the middle of the street, I was on the left, Chris was on the right. If you're in the middle of the street and you're crossing it to the right, who has more room to walk, the person on the left or the person on the right? We were going this way, though. We're crossing this way diagonally. Your approach only makes sense if you're going straight parallel across the street. We're going at a diagonal angle. You're walking diagonally from the left side of the street to the right. You were on the right. Correct. So when we were inside, when we were on the outside lanes. Therefore, you need to give me more room because we're both going this way. No. Yes. So it's like this. So when we were in the middle of the street, the dead center, walking diagonally at the parked car. Say the parked car's over here at the microphone, right? If we were walking diagonally at it, who had plenty of time to move out of the way? Me or Chris? Nick wanted me to slow down and let him go first instead of giving me enough room to walk together down the street. We're crossing the street. Am I wrong or am I right? You're wrong. We were crossing the street to the right. If we're crossing the street this way, right? Nick's like, I'm on the left side and you're on the right side, and this is all open. This is all open street before we get to our garage and recreate this right now. I will too. This is the thing. We were walking this way diagonal across the street. So when we're in the middle of the street, which was like right here, come here, and you're right here. If the parked car is on my right, which you say it is. Right now we're in the middle of the street. Wrong. Right now we were in the middle of the street when we were walking over. How about this? We're walking toward that parked car. I'll keep going this way. How about you take 4 steps away from me and back? So when I walk steps behind my brother. If that's what it takes. This is it. I'm walking like this, and you're right here. So I get to the parked car. I'm like, oh my god, get away from me. Whereas like we're in the middle. This is the middle of the street, and we already started over here. We started on this point. Tell me this. If your goal is to get to the camera right now, and you start right here, yes, and I'm here, and you're here. Yep. I go like this. Right. Listen. Take a look. Look at where we already are. Yes. This is where we're starting from. Yes. If we walk to right here, and our goal is to get to the camera, who right now can go in a new direction? Me or you? Listen. No. You can take it out of my space. I'm here. If I go this way, I'm headed back to where it's now. Easily fitting by. This was what happened. I'm trying to get by the parked car, and he goes like this, and like cuts me off. So I deliver you like this, and I push him. Story's not adding up. This is Nick walking slightly ahead of me. And this is me walking. I'm probably at this pace right behind Nick, because we're also walking diagonally. There is no parked vehicle here. I'm about to pass the car right here, thinking I'm free. No, Nick cuts across like that and cuts me off to the point where I have to push him forward to be like, yo, it was either I fall back onto this parked vehicle right here, or push Nick into an open road to then squeeze by so I don't fall back. And that is. Can I add a little bit of notes? And our destination. No, please. You're here on my ass. So it's like, go, if this car's coming at you, and this is where we need to be, cross this way. Be your own person. But I'm accounting for our destination being here. But cross is right in front of this car, so I can't walk through it, because I'm not Casper the Friendly Fucking Ghost. And I'm also thinking I have a normal person walking with me. Like, I don't think you understand. You are completely in the wrong. We have to find a street and do this on the street. Yes, we do. You pinned me against this car. Liar. Because look, by the time we got to the car, you had 20 feet of, when we were at the dead center of the street. These were my 3 options, and tell me if I'm right. Go ahead. What? Can I sit this video out? No, this is all I have to say. These are my 3 options. Pause and wait 5 seconds while you proceed, and then I follow behind my brother. Yes. Is that option 1? Well, yes. No. Just say yes. Next. Next. Not option 1. No, done. Let me list all 3 and then you tell me. Option 2 was if you are crossing a street with a person, left to right, left side of the street to the right side of the street, and the person on the left has gained no new territory, you have more room to explore.
Okay, listen.
If I got out of Chris's way, the last thing I got out of your way, I am backtracking. In my space. That's what's going on. To me, I'm like, why don't you cover more ground? You cover more ground and get out of my way. No, you listen to me. The last thing that I'll say. You listen to me.
What have I been doing
the
for the
last
past 20 minutes?
The last thing, let's hear it. There was a parked car to my right, Nick immediately to my left, and then like 8 more feet of room to Nick's left, so you tell me who's in the wrong.
Old
Thanks,
space.
that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Old space. Yeah, there was room.
Oh my God.
I'm going to first admit there's room to my left. But why should I prove it? I'm in the right. Why should I walk? The only thing to my right is a parked vehicle. The only thing to my left is Nick in my way.
You wedged
yourself there.
Done.
Toast doesn't get blamed for going in the toaster, you know what I mean? You put the toast in that position. Where in this story, you're the toast. I'm creating a space too thin enough for you to get by. So get out of the way.
I will say, no, hold on. And I'm disregarding the entire conversation just had. I will say, every time I'm walking with Chris, I'm like, okay, I'm walking with my friend and we're out and about and we're having fun. There's times where I'm walking with Nick where he's either 15 feet in front of me, 15 feet to my right.
Unpredictable.
Yeah, and then also when we get to our destination, I will go to look down at my feet and I will see a boot on top of one of my feet, and he doesn't even realize he's standing on my own foot.
I have so much room. If we're going to the right, man, I'll pull up our diagram for fuck's sake. If we're going that way, right? What I was saying.
I'm really confused.
All of the blacked out space is places we haven't walked yet that Chris could have chose to go. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, I'm like this. I'm like, yeah, I don't create like a divide in the earth to like unwalkable territory. So it's like for you to turn this path I was walking on into like no man's land, cannot cross. Sure, like I might have made it difficult for you to cross.
It wasn't no man's land trying to cross.
You're right. Get out of the fucking way.
I didn't want
to. I'm already stumbling over you. It's like I didn't want to walk past the parked vehicle. And that's for you to decide. The earth provides. If I didn't provide you with room, the earth did. On the same token, Nick, all that blank white space is room you could have fulfilled. Yes, but that's farther from our destination.
No,
all
it's
of
not.
Our destination's here. We're both crossing the street. Yeah, I'm going the quickest path. I'm going the fastest path.